favor right now and just hit the share button, share it on your page, and that way your friends who also live in North Georgia can get an update and ask questions and have the opportunity to get answers. So I want to answer as many questions as I can. I'm waiting for a few more people to hop on here. I see it coming in. Okay. Let me get on the page here. Okay, hi Greg from Virginia. Hello Janice. Hello, hello, hello. So I know this is, Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb does a lot of these Facebook Lives, and he does them at 9:00 p.m., but, I'm curious on a Saturday morning how many of you hop on here. It is a little after 10 o'clock, so if you're watching this later in the day, it's not live anymore. It was recorded at 10 o'clock this morning, 10:15. So just kind of an update. The impact time frame for us is going to be tomorrow during the day. Overnight tonight, it starts in the North Georgia mountains already, but we have a winter storm warning for Northeast Georgia and a winter weather advisory for the inner metro and up into Northwest Georgia. So the impacts across North Georgia are going to vary greatly depending on where you are, and we'll talk about those impacts coming up. Storm right now is actually producing snow in St. Louis. There's already some light showers that are pushing into far North Georgia, but the main event per se doesn't roll in here for several more hours. So let me walk you through the forecast track hour by hour. Let me actually talk about the snow forecast as well. Let's do the hour by hour first, and I want to show you what things look like by 3:30 this afternoon. This spot is probably underdoing things, but some other models are overdoing them, so it's a happy medium. There will be some scattered showers around this afternoon, especially in far North Georgia, but the widespread rain really builds in here this evening. And once that widespread rain arrives, the changeover into a little bit of wintry weather will start to take shape in far Northeast Georgia. So by early this evening, we can already see some of that changeover happening in far Northeast Georgia. For the metro area, temperatures are going to be too warm for us to start off with any wintry weather. It's going to be rain that we're starting off with. This is 9:30 tonight. Let's push the forecast track out into tomorrow morning, and you notice by 6, this is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're already dealing with that wintry mix across the I-20 corridor, in and around Atlanta, and the snow, the pure snow, that's not here yet by 9 a.m. tomorrow. That will arrive here, that's actually 6 a.m. tomorrow. That will arrive here by mid to late morning. Let me push the forecast track out to noon tomorrow, and you can see here, I'm showing you a few different models because I don't like any one of the models. I like kind of a blend of a few of them for different time frames of this event. And this model, what I like is kind of that noontime changeover northwest into pure snow, and then continuing that snow mixture pushing through the metro in the afternoon. So in the afternoon, we'll be dealing with snow, and then by the evening hours, the snow is tapering off. So it is kind of an all-day thing for us, but you're not getting all of the same thing all day. So let's talk about impacts. The highest impacts are going to be in that northeastern corner of the state. We're talking about travel impacts, travel becoming difficult, dangerous in some areas, roads becoming first slushy, then snow-covered and slip. So the roads tomorrow during the day, Northeast Georgia, just stay off of them. They will refreeze Sunday night into early Monday morning. So if you're in Northeast Georgia and you don't absolutely have to be on the roads, like for an emergency, I recommend staying off the roads tomorrow during the day through Monday morning until we can get a little bit of thawing happening. Now, GDOT will be out there, road crews will be out there. They're going to really focus on that area because of that's where the highest snow and ice totals will be. But even though main roads they'll be able to scrape down as that event is ongoing, a lot of the secondary and mountain roads, country roads, they just don't have the opportunity to get to a lot of those. So winter storm impacts highest up there in the northeast corner of the state. Then for the metro area, I'm going with moderate impacts. Now what I mean by that is the impacts are going to be lower than Northeast Georgia, but we still will have some impacts. We're talking about especially your neighborhood roads, some bridges and overpasses on secondary roads. Those will be the first ones that could be a little bit slushy during the day tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, as the colder air seeps in, the temperatures drop back well below freezing. we'll see icy spots developing for first thing Monday morning. And then there's the power outage aspect within all of that. Really not expecting road impacts south of I-20. And for the metro area, those road impacts will be much less than what I expect in northeast Georgia. Let's talk about winds for a second, and then I'll go through those snowfall amounts. The winds are going to be a big player for power outages here. I don't think that ice accumulations alone are going to be causing the power outages. I think it's the saturated ground, the wet snow, and that little bit of ice that's weighing down some trees and power lines. Then we factor in the winds, and that's what causes the power outages. So the winds will start to pick up this evening. They will really increase overnight through Sunday morning. We'll have some gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. Then as we go into Sunday afternoon, the low is tracking right over us or right south of us. And that will allow for a brief period where the winds are not quite as strong, but then look at this, they crank back up again. This is midnight tomorrow night heading into Monday morning. So they'll start picking up again, especially in those highest peaks, gusting above 40 miles per hour. So at that point, more power outages, I think, will be happening. So there's two windy time frames for us. One happens tonight through tomorrow morning, then again tomorrow night through Monday morning, it will be windy again. So that could lead to power outages. Now, let's go through snowfall amounts. So I think I showed impacts, but I didn't show snow amounts. So, snow amounts are going to be highest in northeast Georgia. This is the snow projection that Chris and I came up with yesterday. There's been a lot of new model data in this morning. We're going to get more in early this afternoon. We might end up tweaking this a little bit. If I were to tweak it, right now what I would tell you, I would take this metro I-20 corridor down to like a trace to 1. This area might reach 1 to 2, and I might nudge this 2 up a little bit further. I think in the metro, it is a lot of just like winter slop. A little slushiness out there. A little bit of snow, but that's falling on top of very wet ground and maybe a little sleet. So it will be slushy and, not that great. But the highest bullseye is going to be that northeast Georgia corner, 3 to 6 inches, and then we could see 6 to 8 inches in those highest elevations. Okay, so I've gone through a lot. Just to kind of recap, we are going to be dealing with, starting this evening, the widespread rain moving in. There's already some lighter showers. I'll show you on the radar right now. Let me actually pull this out a little bit. Not all this is reaching the ground, but there is some light rain starting to reach the ground. Rome up to, I'd say about Pickens County or so. We're starting to get some light rain reaching the ground. That rain becomes widespread. It's pretty light right now, but it becomes widespread this evening. And then overnight, we have rain transitioning to the wintry mix, first in northeast Georgia, then pushing its way down into the metro by early tomorrow morning. And then that transition happens to snow, and the snow tapers off later in the afternoon. So in the metro area, if you don't have to be out tomorrow, plan on staying at home. Neighborhood roads, back roads, bridges and overpasses, those will be the first ones to be a little bit slushy. And then things will refreeze tomorrow night, any liquid left on the roads. And Monday morning, we'll have some icy spots that we'll be tracking. And then it's just cold and windy. Cold and windy. We're talking about wind chills tomorrow morning in the teens. Then for Monday morning, again, dropping down into the teens. So we got a lot of cold weather heading in. Okay, let me take some questions. I see a lot of comments coming in here on my page. I also see, the life we live in, face mask right here. I'll set it right there so it's more out of the picture. I'm reading your questions over here and answering them. Good morning, Natalie from Duluth. Hello, Chuck from Berea, Kentucky. Hello, Chuck. Hi from Maryland. What about Carrollton? Janice is asking about Carrollton. I don't think things are going to be that bad in Carrollton. I've got you at a trace to 2 in terms of the snow accumulation. I don't think you see a whole lot of, I don't think you see freezing rain accumulation. In the morning, you'll see a lot of rain, maybe mixing with some sleet pellets, and then you'll get that transition over into snow late morning through, say, mid to late afternoon in Carrollton. I think it'll be a slushy, grassy, elevated surfaces type of accumulation for you mainly. And again, trace to 2 for Carrollton, but don't be surprised if you're on the lower end of that. When I say lower end, I mean like a coating, unfortunately. I know, everybody just wants like a 6-inch, really great snow, get it out of the way, but this is not that. This is Georgia, and we can't just do 6-inch snows and be done with it. We got to throw in that mixture of everything. Any impacts in Canton, Georgia? Holly is asking. Yes, so for Canton, Canton, you're in the winter weather advisory, but you're closer to that winter storm warning. I got you in I think you're on the borderline in Canton, between trace to 2 and 2 to 3. I mean, probably about 1 inch to 2 inches in Canton. In the morning, there will be a wintry mix happening in Canton, okay? You're going to be in that kind of colder wedge of air in Canton with that wintry mix happening. And then by about midday, you'll see your transition over into snow. So about 1 inch to 2 inches total. There could be a little glazing of ice before that, but I think the bigger ice risk is going to be out closer to Athens and Gainesville. And really not too much different. We're talking about Sandy Springs. Sandy Springs probably a coating. Who was asking from Sandy Springs? Let me try to find you. Jeremy's asking about Sandy Springs. Yeah, so you'll start off in the morning with that wintry mix. And then in the afternoon, there will be some snow in Sandy Springs. But, your accumulation is probably going to be pretty pitiful. If I guess, I'd say a nice coating on the ground, grassy, elevated surfaces. And by coating, I mean it's going to be kind of winter mush, not beautiful, fluffy snow. Driving back from Savannah to LJ tonight, Emily is asking. Emily, leave early if you can. The earlier, the better. Now, up in LJ, I got you in the 3 to 6 inch range up in that direction. You'll probably, if you don't leave until after, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you will be arriving and it will already be snowing. Hopefully the roads, well, there'll be a mix up there. Hopefully the roads, because they have some brine on them up there, plenty of brine. Hopefully those roads will still be okay through about midnight tonight, but I think that those conditions up in northeast Georgia will be deteriorating the later in the overnight that we go. Actually, LJ, we have even 2 to 3. I'm sorry, getting my counties mixed up. But yeah, you'll start with some rain and then it will change over into a mix tonight. Jessica's asking about Lake Lanier. So for Lake Lanier, Jessica, we have you in the 2 to 3 inch range. Hall County is in the winter storm warning. There will also be a glazing up to about 0.2 of an inch of ice possible. So stay off the roads tomorrow near Lake Lanier. Stay off the roads Monday morning in Lake Lanier, and then once we get past that, they should be okay. And it's not just because the roads will be, slushy or slick at times, but you want to give as much opportunity for those road crews to be very successful in what they're doing. And when we get on the roads, we clog the roads up, and that doesn't allow them to do their jobs. So if you can stay off the roads tomorrow, stay off the roads. I would recommend you stay off the roads up near Gainesville and Lake Lanier. Dawson County, Jerry, like a 3 to 6 inch range. Probably more like 2 to 5 for you. But northern part of the county where the elevation goes up, of course the amounts could be higher than that. Do I think that flights to Florida will be canceled in Atlanta tomorrow around 6:35? At a bare minimum, there are significant delays at the airport tomorrow because with this winter weather and our atmosphere having wintry weather falling and being cold enough for ice to accrete on planes, they have to de-ice every single plane. So yes, there will be delays. There will probably be some cancellations at some point tomorrow as well, but plan on delays if you're trying to fly out of Hartsfield-Jackson. I can't tell you if all flights will be grounded or canceled or if they'll just be significantly delayed. It depends also where the planes are coming in from for you to get back out. If your planes try to fly in from the Carolinas, the plane that you're going to get on is probably not going to fly in from the Carolinas because they're getting hit by the same storm as us. If it's flying in from Florida, maybe it makes it here. It's really hard to say if they will definitely be canceled tomorrow or just delayed significantly because they're going to have to de-ice every single plane. This isn't Chicago. This isn't New York. We don't have a million de-icing pieces of equipment. So that takes a very, very long time for us. Angie rather, Dallas, Georgia, we've got you in a coating to 2. Honestly, it's probably going to be coating to 1, trace to 1. So you'll have a wintry mix in the morning, and then that snow working its way in around midday. And you know, the timing of this changeover is highly dependent on what our temperatures do tomorrow. The wedge is building in right now as we speak with northeast winds, and we have to see how strong that wedge of cold air ends up being. There could be, you know, if we end up seeing our temperatures overnight in Atlanta dropping down quicker and dropping down to like 28 degrees instead of like 34 degrees, then that's a whole nother ballpark in terms of what happens on the roads and with these totals. So it's not a, you know, holy Bible, this is what's going to happen. This is our best guess as of now, what's going to happen and the impacts, but the wedge is very fickle. And sometimes models underestimate it. So that's another wild card for this event. Demario's watching from North Carolina. They do have an interior North Carolina, big mass winter storm. Again, not a pure snow event for you. Lawrenceville. So yeah, in Gwinnett County, you guys are in the winter weather advisory. You will wake up tomorrow morning, there'll be a wintry mix happening outside. So that's going to be the sleet, the freezing rain, not so pretty to play in. Then by mid-afternoon, you should be in snow, if not early afternoon already. And your total accumulations in Lawrenceville have traced 2 inches. You might be able to get above 1 inch, I think, in Lawrenceville. But again, it's going to be a sloppy, slushy accumulation because the snow is falling on top of sleet, little freezing rain, and a lot of rain. We get about 1 inch of rain before the changeover happens. So it will be, or at least a ½ inch. It's going to be a soaking rain followed by this winteriness. So it just, that warm rainwater allows for a lot of this to compact and melt, and it's just not going to be a beautiful, pure snow event for us. It's sloppy, it's messy. Blairsville, Georgia, are you on the bus line? Well, you know what? You're on the line for the best snow, yes. You know, I think in downtown Blairsville, you'll probably end up maybe 2 to 5 inches up there. Now, if you climb up in elevation outside of the downtown area, it might go up above that. In Cherokee, do you think we'll be going to work on Monday? Well, I would say it's a good thing that schools aren't in session and you know, banks and stuff are closed Monday morning because you know, it's Martin Luther King Day, but there will be a lot of, I think, black ice in neighborhoods, icing in neighborhoods, bridges, overpasses, those roads that are not really priority for the road crews. And it will be windy Sunday night, but I still think that there will be some better protected areas where the trees are maybe protecting places from the wind, or a valley location that does have more icing problems than if you're up on a hill. For the roads Monday morning. Okay, guys. Well, I have got to hop off here and hop on another meeting, but I'll try to circle back in here and answer more of your questions in text form a little bit later this morning. And then Chris Holcomb and Andrew Wilson will be in later today updating this forecast, and we'll be on early tomorrow morning. I mean, early. I can't tell you how early because, well, I don't know if there's an official email out about it yet, but we'll be on early tomorrow morning kind of walking you through everything. We're going to have crews spread throughout North Georgia tracking the evolution of this changeover from rain to a wintry mix, freezing rain, sleet, and finally snow, and how things are looking on the roads and for power issues. So you guys be safe out there. Now, if you want more information on the timeline and stuff, if you click our 11 Alive app, I've got it broken down into different day parts in terms of what to expect with this storm and also how much to expect. So if you missed some of this here, you can hop onto our 11 Alive app or the website and